for coming down to check out the Ernie Ball booth today at the Melbourne International Guitar Festival. I'm Lantieri. The song you just heard was the title track of my new EP, Between the Lines. And I'm here today to show off my brand new Ernie Ball instrument for next year. Sterling, the owner of Ernie Ball, has been really great with helping me to create my ultimate guitar that does everything I needed to. So play a few more pieces for you. The next piece, or the next three pieces, I should say, are all from a guitarist who's been one of the leaders in progressive rock music for the past 25 years, and still a massive inspiration to me today. His name is John Petrucci. So this next song is going to be from his band Dream Theater, called Hell's Kitchen. key design aspects for this guitar that was really important to me was to have ultimate versatility. And I think because of that, we went through 10 or 11 different voicings for these pickups. And yeah, I think we really nailed it. And this next piece is going to be a really good way of showing that off. So I've John Petrucci's solo album, and it's called Lost Without You. guys. It's for all the metalheads out there. Damage Control off of John Petrucci's solo album. Yeah, I think that wraps it up. I've been Jack Lantieri. You guys have been great. Yeah, thanks for coming and checking out the Uniball stand. And, if you have any other questions or queries about any of the gear or any of my music, feel free to stick around for a chat. But yeah, you guys have been great. Thanks.
Hey Jack. Hey Jack, this is for you. I'm Tim.
I'm Ed. I'm Ed.
We think you're an amazing guitarist, man. Like, so many times greater than I will ever be as a guitarist. So I'm not even going to give you anything about your guitar playing. Obviously, you're well on your way to being, a fantastic, amazing guitarist. And I really hope you do get signed by Ernie Ball, if that's not true. So the advice that I'm going to give you is more about your stage act. And, you set up a scenario today that was kind of perfect for what you're doing. The Ernie Ball thing, in a guitar booth with a bunch of other guitarists looking at you. You're not going to really be putting on a big stage show and all that sort of stuff. So I think the scenario was perfect for that. But you do have a couple of little elements that you can use as a guitarist, even in those situations, that can just add a little bit of extra. There's this thing where you need to sort of individuate yourself from other amazing guitarists, because there's lots of you out there. And I personally think you can use your face more. I think you could really just get into some emotion behind that music that you're playing and really let people read that on your face, because that's the other thing you've got there. Apart from jumping all around the stage and doing some crazy antics, which you could as well, but, it wasn't for your scenario, it wasn't probably right. But I think, giving a little bit more of that and something to interact with the audience more than just looking at them. I saw you really try to interact a few times with the audience just by sort of looking out there and giving them a smile and stuff like that. I think you could probably work on something over time. Like, this is not a next week thing. This is over time developing a show that's really going to make you stand out. On how to get an audience to react and interact with you and have some fun, engage with you by using your body and your face as well as your guitar. I mean, hopefully one day you'll be a guitarist in a band and you'll have the rest of the band that will be also working with you to do that. It's a pretty hard job being up there with a backing track and it's just all about you and your guitar. So well done for that. I think you did a really fantastic job. But that would be my comments to hopefully improve your future performances. Cheers, man.
Okay, Jack, I again was thoroughly impressed with the hard work you've done. I can tell you've worked a lot, and I know you're inside the sound of that music, which is, it's not easy to do. There's one thing to being able to play it, but you're creating that whole sound. So I know that you get that sound, and that's, a lot of musicians don't even think about this, but you've got it. So you're kind of miles ahead in that regard. I was really impressed with your melding yourself with your gear, your musical instrument. I can tell you got a guitar that's got a scallop in the body. I've actually written here, have you ever tried one of those multi-scale necks, which I noticed your hands, if you try out one of those Novak fanned guitars, maybe there's an Ernie Ball version of it where the frets kind of go that way as your hand goes that way, and then the frets go that way as your hand goes that way. That's a strange but really great ergonomic guitar. Maybe you want to look into that, because that will further help you. I just noticed your wrist was bent a little bit, but on the whole you've done really well with that. Great tone. Again, I've only got one real criticism for your kind of levels, is that when you went to tapping, I know tapping is a different technique to picking. It's a different sound. There's no attack per se with a pick. I was looking for you if you had a volume pedal. I couldn't tell if you had a volume pedal, but I think there's some passages where you might have, and even going into your solos, you could have maybe boosted your signal a little bit. It's hard because you went from tapping to picking really quickly, but that would be an awesome thing to get on top of. That's sort of me nitpicking. Yeah, look, just sort of going on with what Tim was saying about stagecraft, we understand that was the context of being at a guitar show in a booth. Unfortunately, these days, you kind of do need to have a little bit of something extra that makes you Jack, that makes you, we remember this guy Jack, you know what I mean, like to kind of stand out from everybody else. That's actually a good thing if you can sort of start looking at that sort of thing. But as we know, we're musicians. I'm a bass player. I'm a frustrated drummer. I'm a bass player. I don't like singing backing vocals, but I have to. But I know what it's like when you're with other people on stage, and I was imagining what it would be like. And I don't know if you're in a band or if you've got a band, but I'm sure that we would see another side to you where you're interacting with your bandmates. And, you know, I know nobody got up to have a wiggle today. They didn't really get up and come up to the stage, but it's a different sort of setting. But good on you, and all the best with your future endeavours. And I can tell you've done a lot of great work, so good on you, man.